Okay, now the whole mushroom is in this first material here, and we obviously don't want that. So I'm going to add a new material slot that will be used by the cap. I'm just adding those faces to the selection with the plus key on my numpad, and then I hit assign, and you see those faces now got assigned to this empty material slot. And because I like the way this first material is working out, I'm going to make a copy of this and reuse that as a base for the cap. Okay, so to copy that material, I will select it in the second material slot and then hit this this number here. 2 means it's used by 2 material slots in this whole scene, and clicking this number will make a copy of the material and rename that to 001, and I'm just changing this to mushroom cap and just assign it a reddish color here. Okay. Getting those colors right is actually quite difficult. But you can see, like, it has already some variance in it. There's some interesting coarseness in this texture. Well, and and we got the award for most disappointing park in the country. Well, let's see how we can make this even better. I'd say we change the specular from this white color to something a little bit more colorful. I see there's kind of a yellow tint in there, so let's see what that changes. And to be honest, it's just trial and error at this point. Well, interesting. Let's just stick with it for now and talk about how to add those dots. I want to go and add a new texture to this mushroom cap material. So I'm selecting that and heading over to the texture tab. And let's rename this texture to noise. And by the way, this texture is now used by this material. You see it's changed to noise, as well as this material. So you can see that the textures are kind of independent from the materials, but are only displayed if you are in the correct material here. So I'll add one texture to the mushroom cap here in the second slot and call that dots. And this dots material will not be in the first object. That's just how this works. And for the dots, I want to have this as an image or movie, and I will, instead of opening an image, I will create one myself now. Just clicking here on new and naming that dots. And this will create a, let's say, a blank image that is 1024 pixels wide and 1024 pixels high. And by clicking this alpha checkbox here, it will accept transparent values. And this is just the color that is assigned to this image, and I will make that fully transparent now by sliding the alpha value to 0 here. Okay. So we added a transparent image down here onto the top layer of this texture. And let's display that. This is our image. And let's go into our object here. and change this this material reference image from concrete to dots. And now you see this is our transparent dots image. To have a little bit more of this mushroom cap here on the texture, I will just move this over. And if you are having the issue that I'm having here, you might just need to disable proportional editing to be able to move that away without affecting the other parts. This works in this editor too, so this is linked to the proportional editing of the 3D view, which might be a little bit confusing. Okay, let's disable that and move those parts out of the way. And make this bigger and place it right in the middle of your new texture. And then what you need to do is to change this window from the view mode to the paint mode. This gives you the option to paint on your transparent background here. And you can see that instantly shows up on top here on the mushroom. I have a drawing tablet connected to my PC, so I will use that to just make some nice dots here. Just some random placements here. You can go crazy and do whatever you like, but yeah. Now, the most important thing now is to save this image. This is not actually part of your Blender file. You have to kind of export that as a image. And you can see that this image down here is this little asteroid that indicates that this was not saved properly. And now the way would be to save that as an image. And this will ask you where you want to save this. I would just add a new folder called textures here. And call that dots.png. Now this is saved, and let's go into tweaking this a little bit more. Down here you can see that the dots are transferring to this lower part because this texture is repeating, but you can go here to change that from repeat to clip. You will only see that difference in the render view, so I'm changing that from repeat to clip, and you see it's gone, but it's still visible here in the material preview, which is a shame, but yeah, that's how things are. Let's tap out of edit mode here and click on render. By the way, you could obviously just delete the faces down here. We don't need those really. I just find it simpler to model as a whole object. Let's reload this mushroom. And you can see that this is not too bad for a first try. And to even make things more beautiful, there is this feature to anti-alias with background. You can just check that and it will make things rollercoaster tycoon-y. What that exactly does, we'll talk about in another video, but for now, let's check it and see what happens. And you see it gets this this slight outline here. Just try experimenting with color, shading, and highlights to bring that model to life. That's it for part 5. We've created a material, added a texture, unwrapped the UVs, and hand-painted our toadstool. And in the next video, we'll take a look at some advanced texture settings, and we'll take a look at how the palette works, all that good stuff. That's it for part 5. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you like what I'm doing here, then feel free to share, like, and subscribe, and we'll meet again in the next video.